Hello students. Let's continue our chapter on chemical bonding. In the last classes we have studied about Lewis dot representation or how to represent the atom according to the Lewis representation that is given by the scientist named Lewis. So how do we do that? Let's say for example hydrogen, there is only one valence electron, so we represent that valence electron as a dot. For helium, we have two valence electrons in its outer shell, so we can represent both these electrons by two dots. If the dots are placed close together, then it is in a pair. But in case of lithium, where there are three electrons, only we are writing three dots, so the first two dots are in pair and the last one is not in pair. So this electron can be used as a pairing electron for chemical bonds. For oxygen there are 6 valence electrons, so we can have 3 pairs of electron written like that. For fluorine there are 7, so there is one only electron present in here. For neon it is 8. So if the atom or molecule completes its octet, then it is in the most stable form. So every atom tends to gain this octet state. Means they want 8 numbers of electron in their outer shell or orbit. So here if fluorine gains 1 more electron, then its octet will be complete. If oxygen gains 2 more electron, then its octet will be complete. If lithium loses 1 electron, then its octet will complete. In case of lithium, helium or hydrogen, where there are less than 2 or 3 numbers of electron, the octet is complete when there are only 2 numbers of electron in the outer shell. Okay, because it's the first principal quantum number has already been filled. Because in the first orbit we can only fill 2 electrons, and in the second orbit we can fill 8 electrons, and in the third orbit we can fill 18 electrons. So for atoms like lithium, helium and hydrogen, if they gain 2 electrons, then they are called in a stable state. So for lithium, if it loses 1 electron, then it will achieve a stable state of 2 electrons. If hydrogen gains 1 electron, then it will achieve the stable state of 2 electrons. As you can see here, helium atom and neon atom has completed their octet. In case of helium, if 2 electron is present, then it is said to be completed its octet. But in case of neon and other atoms, presence of 8 electrons in its outer shell is required to complete its octet. So if we look at the periodic table, then this neon gas, helium gas, these are belong to the noble gas group or group 18, that are non-reactive because they do not react with other atoms or other molecules, because they have completed their octet. They don't need to form a chemical bond or form a molecule. But here fluorine needs to form a molecule. It needs 1 electron to complete its octet. For oxygen we need 2 electrons. For lithium, if it loses 1 electron, then it will complete its octet. So apart from these noble gases or elements which have 8 electrons in their outer orbit, all the other elements take part in chemical reaction because they want to complete their octet. This is called octet rule given by Lewis. So this representation of atoms is called a Lewis dot structure representation. So now we will move forward to how to represent a molecule. So molecule is a combination of 2 or more atoms with a chemical bond. For example, a common molecule that you have seen is H2O. That is hydrogen and oxygen, 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen atom are combined. Another one is CO2, carbon dioxide, or you can see even O2, oxygen. There are 2 oxygen atoms combined here. So we will see how to write these structures or how to write these molecules in a structural format. So it will be easier for us to understand the chemical bonding, how the chemical bonds are formed, and how it will react with other elements if we know the chemical bonding structure or structure of molecule. So the first step in writing the Lewis representation or representation of molecule is to calculate the number of valence electron in molecule. So the first step is calculate the number of valence electron present in the molecule. So what do you mean by that? Means for suppose we have a molecule H2O. We have to write the Lewis representation of this molecule H2O. So first step is we need to calculate the number of valence electron. So we know that we have here the given molecule is H2O. We know there are two types of atom present in this molecule. One is H and one is oxygen. So there are two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. So how many valence electrons are there in one hydrogen atom? So in one hydrogen atom there is one valence electron. So for two hydrogen atoms there will be two numbers of valence electron. In case of oxygen, how many numbers of valence electron are there? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many valence electrons are present in one oxygen atom? 6. So we can write that 1 into 6 equal to 6. So 6 plus 2 is 8. So there are 8 numbers of valence electron present in the H2O molecule. So this is the first step, and the next step is finding out the central atom. So now we know that valence electron is 8 numbers. There are 8 numbers of valence electron. Now we have to find out the step 2. So we have to find out the central atom. What do you mean by central atom? Means the atom that is going to be written in the center of the structure. So this is the most important atom. By identifying the central atom, we are actually moving towards the first step or the first step to write the structure of molecules in a Lewis representation. So how to identify the central atom? The central atom will be the least electronegative atom in the molecule. Is the least electronegative. The central atom is the least electronegative. So what do you mean by electronegativity? You have studied this, you may have studied the term electronegativity in your class 9 or 10 periodic table chapter. But to revise that, electronegative means or electronegativity means the tendency to attract electron. Means if an atom is more desperate to gain electron, suppose in case of fluorine, okay, in fluorine There are 7 valence electrons, and in oxygen, or you can say in carbon, there are 4 valence electrons. See, in carbon, all the 4 electrons are in separate orbits. Okay, it is not paired. So be careful about writing the paired electrons, because you have to remember the electronic configuration of the particular atoms. So for carbon, all the electrons are not paired, but for fluorine, only 1 electron is not paired. So which of these following from fluorine and carbon do you think is more likely to gain 1 electron, or is more desperate to gain 1 electron? That is fluorine, because if fluorine gain only 1 electron, then it can achieve its objective. But for carbon, carbon has to gain 4 electrons. So it is more difficult for carbon to gain 4 electrons, but it is much easier for fluorine to gain 1 electron. So here we can say that fluorine is more electronegative. More electronegative than carbon. So if we have to write the molecular structure of the element CF4. So between carbon and fluorine, which one will be at the center? Carbon, because it is least electronegative than all the atoms present in the molecule. It is less electronegative than fluorine. So carbon will be at center. So in case of our molecule H2O, so for H2O, we have 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. So how many valence electrons are present in hydrogen? 1. In oxygen, that is 6. So to complete the octet, hydrogen needs 1 electron and oxygen needs 2 electrons. So which one will be more electronegative? Hydrogen, because it is easier for hydrogen to gain 1 electron than for oxygen to gain 2 electrons. So we know that we have to write oxygen as the central atom. So let's write oxygen. So there are 6 valence electrons present in oxygen. So now oxygen is the central atom, means hydrogen will be at the sides, both sides. So oxygen needs 2 valence electrons or 2 electrons to complete this octet, and hydrogen has 1 electron, and it needs 1 more electron to complete its octet. So this electron of hydrogen will be shared between oxygen and hydrogen. This is actually a single electron of hydrogen, because oxygen does not have electron. So you can say that this single electron will be present in both the hydrogen and oxygen atom by forming a covalent bond. Okay, it is not an ionic bond, because the hydrogen is not donating the electron. Hydrogen is sharing its electron. Okay, hydrogen is sharing an electron. So we can represent a covalent bond. So here on the single pair of electron is in sharing. So there is a single covalent bond. If there are more than 2 pairs of electron are in share, so it will be double covalent bond. If there are 3 pairs of electron, then it will be triple covalent bond. So we can write the structure of H2 as H. So this single line represents that the pair of electron is in sharing with both hydrogen and oxygen. So now all the atoms are have completed its octet. Hydrogen got 2 electrons, oxygen got 8 electrons. So we can actually the angle between these two bonds by calculating the repulsion of the electron, because there is one electron pair here and there are more electron pairs present in oxygen, because there are 6 more electrons. So these electrons will be repulsing these pair of electrons, means there will be repulsion force, because this is also minus charge and this is also minus charge. So there will be repulsive force. So if we can calculate these forces, then we can identify the position of the line or the position of the pair of electron. So we can calculate the angle between these two bonds. So it is to be 108 point something degrees. So as you can see that the electrons that are already present in the atom can also play an important role in the drawing of molecular structure of the molecules. Thank you.